In 1978, the state of Georgia purchased Ossabaw Island and set it aside as the state's first heritage preserve to be used solely for natural, scientific, and cultural study, research, and education. The Heritage Preserve designation is the core of our mission. Through a public-private partnership with the state of Georgia, the Ossabaw Island Foundation inspires, promotes, and manages exceptional educational, cultural, and scientific programs that maximize the experience of Ossabaw while minimizing the impact on the island's resources. Our objectives are interdisciplinary and interrelated, connecting Ossabaw to the world using our network of scientific monitors, reaching more students by teaching their teachers, and sharing natural and American history using Ossabaw Island as the lens. From their classrooms or labs, students and researchers evaluate real-time data on barrier island ecosystems. We're striving to reach more students by providing more learning opportunities for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics teachers. We tell the story of our nation and ecosystem from an Ossabaw perspective through field trips and short-term island immersion programs for the general public. The Ossabaw Island Foundation is uniquely positioned to share this treasure with the world because of our use agreement with the state of Georgia, designating us as the steward and champion for Ossabaw's defined uses. Our most effective leverage point is the island itself. Once people have experienced Ossabaw, they leave with a sense of connection that feels like ownership. Our organization receives letters, artwork, and Facebook messages from people decades after their visit, remarking on the impact the island has made on their lives. They provide donations and volunteer time in gratitude for their experience on Ossabaw. Since 1994, our organization has gained experience working with Ossabaw Island and the state of Georgia through our outstanding volunteer board of trustees and two-person staff. Our public-private partnership with the state allows the state of Georgia to save taxpayer dollars while upholding the 1978 executive order and protecting Ossabaw Island. Our organization works within a 5-year strategic plan crafted by our Board of Trustees. The plan reflects Ossabaw Island's unique role of restoring people's sense of place within the world, as well as the Foundation's stewardship through open communications and transparent operations. Our success is measured by the quality of programs offered on Ossabaw Island, the number of people participating in island programming, and the quality and effectiveness of partnerships with organizations ranging from universities to marine research laboratories, from public school systems to artist groups. 45% of visitors are students and teachers, 15% are teachers in training, 35% are adult learners, and 5% are scientists. A misperception is the state of Georgia pays the Ossabaw Island Foundation to manage programs on the island. The fact is that we have a 5-year renewable use agreement with the state that gives us exclusive rights to parts of the island and non-exclusive rights to the other areas. As a part of that use agreement, we pay the state an annual fee to manage the island's public access and programs. Another misperception arises from our name. Although the word foundation is in our name, we are not a grant-making organization. We are a public nonprofit that seeks grants. The Ossabaw Island Foundation has raised more than $4.5 million for infrastructure and award-winning historic preservation projects, such as housing for visiting groups and 4 plantation-era tabby buildings, including the most intact slave houses on the southeast coast. In 2008, The foundation organized a symposium of 400 people on African American life in the Georgia Lowcountry, emphasizing Ossabaw Island. This culminated with the publication of an award-winning book. We've installed a network of scientific monitors to create a Barrier Island Observatory. From their classrooms or labs, students and researchers evaluate real-time data on Barrier Island ecosystems. Our greatest challenge is also one of our greatest assets. Ossabaw Island is only accessible by boat. Operating programs in a remote location allows visitors to physically and mentally disconnect from the fast-paced lives we all lead. However, the cost of boat transportation for island visitors remains a hurdle and often a barrier. Another challenge is the admission cost of visiting the island. Our island user fees are critical to our bottom line. They equal 1/3 of our operating budget. However, these fees are often out of reach for the people who would like to experience Ossabaw Island. The foundation would construct an education center on the footprint of the now collapsed 1918 barn. The education center would serve as a classroom, meeting, and exhibit space. We would complete the restoration and historic interpretation of the 1840s tabby slave cabins. A fund would be created to subsidize the transportation and admission fees for students and teachers visiting the island. Self-guided interpretive programs that are smart and cell phone accessible would be developed and implemented. The Barrier Island Observatory would be upgraded and expanded by replacing all sensors and installing web camera equipment to monitor the beach. Our two-person staff is stretched thin. With additional resources, we would create a new position to help with the on-island functions. To expand our island programs, we would train more local teachers to serve as contract program leaders. We would hire a support person for the Barrier Island Observatory. To connect Ossabaw with the world, we need to maintain the sensors and the network, raise funds to support periodic replacement of the equipment due to aging and exposure to the elements, and organize the data into learning modules that can be easily accessed and used by teachers.